Good evening, students.
Now let's begin History Class 8 Chapter 11 The Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas is a most prominent and famous dynasty which are ruled in the area of our Karnataka. The Rashtrakutas' rule was start from the 753 CE and ends from the 973 CE. Rashtrakuta are totally Kannadigas. They were the kings of Chalukya dynasty. They are the federatory king of Chalukya dynasty. And from the beginning, we see that those Rashtrakutas kings. Basically, Rashtrakutas are work under the control of Chalukya dynasty from the beginning. Later, they became famous ruler from the vast area in the south. The Rashtrakutas' age is a glorious period in the history of our Karnataka. The Rashtrakutas' period is called as a glorious period in the history of our Karnataka. The credit of taking glory of Karnataka to the peak goes to them. On that time we see that our Karnataka's glory was gone to the peak level. On that cause we say that Rashtrakutas as the most prominent and important dynasty which are ruled in the area of our Karnataka. Their kingdom, which extended from Narmada river in the north and Kaveri river in the south, it has been immortalized by the Kailash temple at Yellora and the first Kannada work Kavirajya Marga. Their kingdom was started from Narmada river in north and end from the Kaveri river in the south. And in this kingdom we see that most prominent and important temples are there. Those are the Kailashnath temple and Yellora Kailashnath temple in Yellora. In the first Kannada work we see that Kavirajya Marga, it is related to the Rashtrakuta dynasty. The founder of this kingdom was Danti Durga, and the most prominent and famous king was Amogha. Now let's move on. The kingdom which began with Danti Durga. Danti Durga is a founder of Rashtrakuta dynasty and continued with Krishna, Govinda II, Dhruva, Govinda III, Amogha and other kings. In this kingdom we see that those kings has been rolled over the area of our Karnataka. Those means the Krishna and Govinda II, Dhruva, Govinda III and Amogha are the kings which are rolled in the area of our Karnataka. And reaches its peak, and early region of Amogha had faced many obstacles, but it did not interest in feud to desire and peace. In this area, when Amogha was ruled in the area of Rashtrakuta dynasty, on that time we see that some controversy. When the Amogha role was begin, on that time we see that some important controversies are taken place, and Amogha as a ruler he faces many problems, and we see that Amogha has developed a marital relationship with other dynasties like Gangas, Pallavas, and since he has developed a peace in their own dynasty, and he has totally a peace-loving king, and he has give up some territories in the north, and the boards of west coast were built territory in the trading center. The ports in the west, those are the trading centers, and enjoy the great prosperity and develop a trade relationship with Persia and Arabian. He has developed a trade relationship with other foreign countries. Those are Persia and Arabia. Many travelers and merchants visited to this kingdom. Many travelers and merchants are visited and they see how the role of this kingdom and what are the importance of the king. Those things, those travelers who are come to the Rashtrakuta dynasty, they can observe, and the prominent among them, so those are the Arab travelers Suleiman. In that merchants and travelers who are come to Rashtrakuta dynasty. In that dynasty, we see that the prominent traveler was Suleiman. He has prized Amogavarsha as a one of the four powerful emperor of the world. He means the Suleiman who are visited to the Rashtrakuta dynasty. He has told that he is the one of the four powerful emperor, powerful king among all over the world. All know that Amogavarsha is a great king of Rashtrakuta dynasty, and he is a peace-loving king, and he has encourages all faith in his dynasty. After that Amogavarsha, we see that many kings are come like Krishna II, Indra III, and Krishna III. Those are ruled in the area of Rashtrakuta dynasty. The weakness in administration during this period of Karka second and of that way for the rise of his federatory rule, and Tailappa second of the Kalyana Chalukya has brought the end of Rashtrakuta dynasty. In this kingdom, we see that after the Amogavarsha, many kings are come to this region, and they are weak in their administrative system. On that time, in the period of Karka II, the rise of federatory system was started, and Tailappa II of Kalyani Chalukya dynasty brought to end of this rule. These are all about the kings who was the founder of this dynasty and who was the prominent king of this dynasty, which we have learned. And after that, we have studied about the contribution of Rashtrakuta dynasty. What are the contributions of Rashtrakuta dynasty? Means their social life and their administrative system, their political system, their military system, their revenue system. Those are all. Now let's see. The kingship among the Rashtrakuta dynasty was hereditary. The kingship means who would be the next king. He was related to their own hereditary, and they uses to be a council of ministers to assist the king, and they would be a prominent person in the council of ministers, appointed by the Mahasandhi Vigrahi to look after the foreign affairs. In this area, we see that the council of ministers are there. They are assist to the kings. What is the decision? It is good or bad? They would tell to the king. And some ministers are appointed by the Mahasandhi Vigrahi to look after the foreign affairs. For the purpose of administrative conveyances, and the kingdom was divided into Rashtra, Mandala. Rashtra means Mandala, Vishaya, Nadu and Grama. Their kingdom has been divided into 4 areas like Rashtra, it is also called as a Mandala, and Vishaya. After that, we see that Vishaya, Nadu and Grama. Those are the 4 divisions of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. It is related to for only administrative system. The leader of the Grama was called as a Gramapati. The leader of the Grama is called as a Gramapati. And he was the leader of village army too. He has a look over the all village activities, and he was the leader of the village army too. And he has assessed the village account, and they were the Grama Sabha also. I already told that he has take solution to all the problems related to the village, and he has in this area we see that the Grama Sabha also there, and they uses to be an official called Nada Govinda in the Nadu, and similar officers are appointed in Vishaya and Rashtra. Nada Govinda is an officer of Nadu, and some officers are there like Vishayapati and Rashtrapati are the officials which are related to the Vishaya or the district, and the Rashtra respectively. Those are all about the officers who are appointed by the Rashtrakota's king, and they has look over the all problems of their own area. And now let's move on the revenue system. The land revenue tool on the goods, horses, shop, and taxes on occupation like operating ferries and farm is the income of the kingdom, and the foreign trade also brought a lot of taxes. In this area we see that the land taxes, some taxes are there. Those are the land taxes, tool and goods taxes, horse taxes, and shop taxes. Those are all taxes like occupation taxes are there, and those are some foreign trade has brought a lot of taxes in this kingdom. In this kingdom means Rashtrakota's kingdom. Let's begin literature. The Rashtrakuta encourages both Kannada and Sanskrit languages. And I have already told that the Rashtrakuta dynasty was the dynasty which are established in the area of our Karnataka. On that cause they had given importance to the Kannada language, and Sanskrit is our ancient language, and their excellent work were written in the Sanskrit language. Like Trivikrama has wrote Nala Champu. The Trivikrama was a writer. He has wrote about Trivikrama is a writer, and he has wrote the Nala Champu, and it is a first Champu work in a Sanskrit literature. The important and prominent court poets are there which are related to the Amogha period. Those are the Halayuddha wrote the Kavi Rahasya, and Jinasena is a mathematician, and Mahaviracharya is a grammarian, and Shakatyana and Gunabhadra Veerasena are the Amogha were the most important and prominent peoples which are in Amogha court. The Pampa, known as Adi Kavi, who wrote Adi Purana and Vikramarjuna Vijaya in Kannada language. The Pampa was a great and important prominent. Pampa is known as the Adi Kavi, and he has wrote the Adi Purana and Vikramarjuna Vijaya. The Pampa was a great and prominent writer and Kavi of Kannada language, and he was also called as a Adi Kavi. He has wrote Adi Purana and Vikramarjuna Vijaya in a Kannada language. Another important and prominent writer was Punna. He has wrote the Shanti Purana and Shri Vijaya, who was the court in the court of Amogha. We see that, and he has wrote the Vikramarjuna Vijaya, and he is a very significant work in Kannada. This is the very most and prominent significant work in Kannada language. All those reveals how Kannada literature has developed from the ancient time. Through that we say that the Kannada language is the most prominent and important language in the area of Rashtrakuta dynasty, and their king has given more importance to the Kannada language on that time. Let's see with their educational system. The Agraharas and Mathas were the prominent educational centers. On that time we see that the Agraharas and Mathas are the prominent educational centers. In those days, the knowledge was imported about Sanskrit and Vedic astrology, logic and puranas. In India and in the Taluk of Bijapur district, there was one of the leading center of learning. In the Taluk in Bijapur, that is the important learning, that is the important educational center of Rashtrakuta dynasty. Let's see their religious system. The Rashtrakutas kings were the devotees of Shiva and Vishnu. The Rashtrakutas, the dynasty's king, were the followers of Shiva and Vishnu, and they have built many Shivas and Vishnu temples. The Jainism had received the patronage and became the widespread religion. In that time we see that Jainism was the prominent prominent religion, and this religion has received the widespread religion. Apart from those, the other religions were encouraged. The king has given a equal importance to the all religion, and other religion are spread in this area. In this area means Rashtrakuta dynasty. Now let's see their art and architecture. Rashtrakutas art and architecture. The Rashtrakutas kings are the patron of art. The Rashtrakutas kings are the lover of art, and their great contribution to Indian art can be seen in the Ellora and Elephanta caves. They has given importance to the art and architecture. On that cause we see that they have built the most prominent temples in their own region. We see in nowadays also in the area of Ellora and Elephanta. In this area we see that the cave temples are there. The Kailashnath temple at Ellora built by Krishna first, and it is the monolithic wonder. This temple has been carved from the rock of 100 feet height, 276 feet iron, 276 long, and 154 feet wide. Those are all about related to the Kailashnath temple. It was built by the Krishna first. Nearby is a famous temple is Dashavatra cave temple and sculptures at the Elephanta caves near Mumbai. And the milestone in the Rashtrakuta sculpture, they are the statue of Nareshwara and the three Mahesha Murti. It is also called as a Trimurti. They have been excellently carved. And the Rashtrakuta temple is a Rashtrakuta temple in the Raichur district, and there is a beautiful Jain temples in Pattadkalu. The Chalukyas of Kalyana. The Chalukya of Kalyana's period era started from 973 CE and ended from 1189 CE. This period means Chalukyas of Kalyana period was a important and glorious period and honorable period in the history of our India. They give special encourages to the art, literature, architecture, literature and education in their own period, and they provided opportunities for the development of Kannada and Sanskrit languages. They has given importance to the Kannada and Sanskrit languages. They given the patronage to famous Kannada poet like in the Chalukya's court. We see that the very famous poets are there like Durga Simha, Ranna and Nagachandra. Those are the important poets, and other poets are there. And Vachana literature took place in that time, and it has got the prominent and important position in this period. During this credit and building a city called Kalyana, it goes to the Someshwara first. The city was built, the Kalyana city was built by the Someshwara first. He is a ruler of. In our last session, we have studies about the Rashtrakuta dynasty. In that, we have studies that the Karka II was a ruler of Rashtrakuta dynasty, and Tailappa II was the ruler of Chalukyas of Kalyana, and he was defeated with the Karka II. On that time, he has captured the area of Manekheta and established the kingdom of Kalyani Chalukya, and he was established the kingdom called Kalyana Chalukya. He ruled approximately 24 years. He ruled over the area of Kalyana Chalukya from the 24 years. And the Someshwara first is one of the important king of this dynasty. Someshwara first is called as one of the important and great king of this dynasty. This dynasty means Chalukya dynasty. And he built a city called Kalyana. Through that we say that the Chalukyas of Kalyana. made it his capital. After that he was made it means the Kalyana as their capital. This is today's Basava Kalyana in Bidar district. Through Someshwara first is waged many wars. Someshwara first was defeated many wars with other kings, and he has expanded his kingdom, and he has defeated the Raja Chola in Koppam. Let's see our another important and great king was Vikramaditya IV. He is a son of Someshwara I. We have already studied about the Someshwara I. He is the son of Someshwara I. He is a great king of this dynasty. He is also nominated as a great king of this dynasty. This dynasty means Kalyana Chalukya dynasty. He was an extremely courageous warrior and excellent administrator. He is an excellent administrator and a good soldier and extremely courageous warrior, and he is a fearless warrior. And he began the Chalukya Vikram era. He began era. That era is called as a Chalukya Vikram era. It was begun in the year 1076 CE. Suppressed the revolt of Hoysala king Vishnuvardhana, and he established the contact with the Sri Lankan king Vijayabhava, and he has suppressed the revolt with Hoysala's king. Hoysala's great king who was a revolt with those kings is Vishnuvardhana, and the Vikramaditya has developed a good and friendly relationship with other kings, like he has developed the good relationship with the Sri Lankan king Vijayabahu. Now let's see decline of this kingdom. This kingdom means Kalyana Chalukya. The kingdom began to decline during the period of king who come after the Vikramaditya IV and Someshwara II. When the Vikramaditya IV and Someshwara II are the great and prominent ruler in this area, and after this ruler's rule, when this rule was end on that time, the other rulers who are come as a king in this area. On that time, their administration was very weak, and their rule was coming to decline. It became very weak during this period of Someshwara IV, and Kalachuri Balaji occupies Kalyana and began its rule. The Kalachuri Balaji, he was captured the area of Kalyana, and he was established their rule. It was at this time the social revolutionary Sri Jagatjyoti Basaveshwara come to the limelight. On that time we see that Sri Jagatjyoti Basaveshwara was a great thinker of our India and Karnataka, and he is a prominent thinker of our Karnataka, and he has come into existence. And he devoted his life and spreading the values of Veerashaiva sect to the common peoples. On that time he was devoted his whole life for spreading the value of Veerashaiva sect from in between the common peoples. Those are all about the decline and great king. First we have studies about the establishment of Kalyana Chalukya dynasty and the great and prominent king of this dynasty, and after that we have studies about the decline of Kalyana Chalukya. Now let's begin the contribution of Kalyana Chalukya. Like the Chalukyas of Badami, we see that Chalukyas of Kalyana plays a more important in the history of our South India, and they got a special position in the history of our South India. And comparatively we see that the Chalukyas of Badami and Chalukyas of Kalyana, on that way we say that the Chalukyas of Kalyana and both dynasties are given their own prominence in the history of our India. Now let's move on the We see that the kingship was a hereditary. Who will be the next king? He would be from their own hereditary, from the previous king's sons or their brothers, like those kind of things. No other independent ruler or ruled in this area. The kingdom was divided into provinces. The kingdom has been divided for the administrative basis. Their administrative area is very huge. On that cause, they had divided they divided their kingdom into many provinces. Like provinces are called as a mandala, and small provinces are called as a nadu, and there is a kampanas. It is also called as a hobuli. In today's hobuli, it is enabled to the smooth functioning of administration. I have already told that those division is more important for only the administrative basis. They wanted to establish their good administration in their own area, and that cause they had divided their own kingdom into many provinces. Let's move on. How is their revenue system? Land revenue was the main source of income on that time. We have seen that on that time the many peoples are living in that kingdom. Their occupation was agriculture. On that cause the land revenue is the main source of their income. Their income means Kalyana Chalukya's income. The other sources of income including the sales, taxes, tools and tax on the professions. Those are the other sources of their income. Their income including those like sales, taxes, tool taxes and taxes on profession. There was an officer called Kadita Vargade. He was appointed to look after the collection of land revenue, and there was a different guide and trade and businesses. On that time we see that the different trades and businesses are there, and they have developed a good friendly relationship with their neighboring kings. Now let's move on. Literature receives encourages during this period of Chalukya. In this period means Chalukya's period, we see that literature has reaches encouragement, and the Kannada literature proposed with the support of a Jain scholar. In this area we see that they has given importance to the Kannada and Sanskrit literature, and Kannada literature was proposed and with the support of the Jain scholar. The notable work of this periods are Guda Yuddha written by Ranna, and Panchatantra written by the Durgasimha, and Vikramanaka Deva Charitra was composed by the Bilahana, and Dharma Maruta was composed by the Nayasena, and some legal works are there like Mitha Keshwara was authorized by the Vigneshwara, and Mona Salasa was written by the king Someshwara III. It is considered as a Sanskrit encyclopedia. Those are all the important and prominent works related to the Chalukya dynasty, like a Kalyana Chalukya dynasty. The unique contribution of Kalyana Chalukya's period has been Vachana literature. Akka Mahadevi, Allama Prabhu and Machaya and the other, they were leading Vachanakarars. In this period we see that the Jagat Jyoti Basaveshwara are related to this period. On that cause we say that the Vachana literature are taken important position in this area. In this area we see that some important Vachanakarars are there. Those are Akka Mahadevi, Allama Prabhu, Machaya and some other Vachanakarars are there. Those are all about the Vachana literature. Now let's move on. Chalukyas were not a lover of only literature but also a patron of their art. The Chalukyas are given importance to the art also, art and architecture also. Their contribution in the field of art is a vast and famous temple like Kashi built a very important temple called Kashi Vishweshwara temple in Lakhundi and Mahadeva temple in Itagi and Mallikarjuna temple in Kuruvati. And last one is Tirukuteshwara temple at Gadag. They are the noteworthy, they are the masterpiece and example of their own art, and the king of this dynasty was built innumerable temples. Those kings has given very much importance to the art and architecture, and that cause they has built a very important and most famous temples on that time, and they contributed to make the Kannada land home to fine art. They has given importance to build a unique art related to their own era. Let's move on. The music and dance from two purposes during their period. The musician and dancers are used to be appointed to serve in the court, and Queen Chandralekha is patronized many music scholar and dancers. In this court we have seen that many musicians and dancers are there. Especially the queen called Chandralekha has given important, and she is very much patronized about the music. And the Mona Salasa and the work of Jagadish Kamala II and Sangeeta Chadamani, and discuss many topics related to the music and dance, art and jewelry. In those books we have seen that they have been discussed about the music, dance, art and jewelry. Those are all about the Chalukya dynasty. Now let's see. In today's session, we have discussed about how the Chalukya dynasty was established in the area of our Karnataka. After that, we have seen that the prominent and important kings related to this dynasty. After that, we have studies about the fall and decline and end of this dynasty. After that, we see the after that we have studies about some contribution related to the Kalyana Chalukya, their administrative system, their revenue system, their literature, art, architecture and their social system, and their music, dance, art and jewelry. About those things we have studies in today's session.
By this, we stop the class here. Students, read the lesson again and again, and it will help you to understand it better. Also, study the question answers, and also as a homework you have to find out 21 words from this lesson, write it in the homework book and send into the social classroom. Thank you. Have a nice day.